right, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me for 21 minutes in 2021. So, this is our first recording for the year, so welcome. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about just reconnecting with our practice. Sometimes the start of a new year for some people is a time to make new year resolutions or just, things that they want to work towards or just a time to press a reset button. I know we're in February, but it's still the early part of the year. So I think we can still be working through, just how we want the year to shape up. And personally, for me, one of the things that I've been thinking of is how to deepen my practice, how to create consistency for myself. And I had one or two people reach out to me about that very same topic. So I thought it might be a timely thing to talk about. And I think, as some of you know, I do this thing of just like opening books randomly or magazines randomly to see where I end up. And I have a box of old magazines that I can't bring myself to throw away because I do that with these magazines. And I just randomly picked one yesterday because I felt like reading something from a magazine. And this is what came up: rules for a long-term relationship. And the long-term relationship that they're talking about here is meditation practice. And this is actually written by one of my my favorite people to read. Her name is Natalie Goldberg, and the only thing I've read by her is called Writing Down the Bones, which is about how to be open to the practice of writing. And I think she's a Zen practitioner, and I love how this starts about how she describes meditation. And I just wanted to share this with you. It goes, for more than 4 decades, more than 4 decades is a long time to be engaged in one activity. Have I managed to do meditation every day, no matter what? No. Have I often experienced states of bliss that kept me going? No. Did my knees hurt? Yes. Did my shoulders ache? Yes. Was I sometimes filled with anger, aggression, tormented by old ragged memories? Yes. Did I burn with sexual desire, crave a hot fudge sundae so bad that my teeth ached? Yes. Why did I do it? What kept me going? First, I like that it was so simple, so dumb, so direct, so different from the constant rush of our human life. When I sat, I wasn't hurrying towards anything. The whole world, my entire inner life, was coming home to me. I was tasting my own mind. I was beginning a true relationship with myself. This was good and it was inexpensive. All I needed was my breath, a cushion or chair, a little time. And I just wanted to share that because I love that she talks about, did I experience moments of bliss? The answer is no. Did things hurt? Yes. And a lot of times, I think people new to meditation practice have this misconception that I'm going to sit and then boom, everything is going to be fine instantaneously. A very transactional approach. Like almost like you put an ATM, you put your ATM card into the machine. I want $100, and boom, $100 comes out. I sit for 10 minutes, boom, I'm gonna be in a fantastic mood. And I think for those of you on the call who I know have a practice or have practiced, it doesn't necessarily work like that. But still, there's this value in cultivating the practice, and it doesn't matter if you meditate every day or what. We all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. And I remember once I used to feel really guilty about my yoga practice, where I was very inconsistent, and I still continue to be inconsistent. And this guy told me, he's like, you just got to be okay with it not being okay. And it was just a chance encounter, and he told me that. And I think about that in terms of my sitting practice as well, that if I haven't sat for a long time, it's okay. And I'm okay with it not being okay. So not to withdraw and be like, I haven't sat, oh, that makes me a bad person, or that makes me a bad practitioner. There's no good or bad. You know, the cushion is always there, and we always have that availability and space. Now, that said, there's also the value in having some kind of regularity to practice, to build the practice. Because how can you build your practice if there isn't some kind of consistency? And one question that I had come in was like, you know, how do I maintain my practice? And I just wanted to say that, you know, keep it small, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be an hour. 5 minutes is better than no minutes. And just having that, um, that builds our confidence in our practice. So those are the things I wanted to point out. Be careful of the transactional trap that like, oh no, this crap doesn't work because I'm not seeing the results because I put in 10 minutes and then boom, you know, like my life isn't better instantaneously. I mean, a lifetime is a long time, and it's ongoing, right? Each moment, when we say that each moment is different, you know, it's ever changing, it's like each moment has its own fingerprint, you know. And think about that, like how unique each moment is. And now, the moment of now is where there's so much possibility for anything to happen. So I just wanted to bring that into the space today. And there's this great quote here. It says in from the article, be creative and flexible at the same time that you continue your meditation relationship. So in being flexible, it's, you know, not being hard on yourself, practicing compassion with yourself. Sometimes, you know, if you only can sit, you're not at home, and you at work and you need to go sit in the bathroom, go do that, because that's like the only personal space you have, right, during your day. Whatever it is that works for you, you know, maintain that openness and that creativity to let your practice unfold. Your practice doesn't have to be a certain shape, or look a certain way. Your practice is yours. Your life is yours. Just like every fingerprint is different. You know, your life is its own fingerprint. My life is different from yours, from everybody else's. So you have to, you know, cultivate that and bring creativity into it to see what works for you. And that's, I mean, that's, for me, I think that's the fun of it, of of finding creative ways of engaging myself and doing this practice. All right, so that's enough chatter from me. So I just wanted to share some words of encouragement. And let's go ahead and get started. So we'll sit for about 10 minutes. And one thing that I wanted to do today, usually I mention like focus on the breath and all of that. And I'll be cueing you in differently in one or two places. So I'll just give you a little preview. So I'll ask you to feel your breath, and then I'll say feel your body breathing and feel the body breathing. And what I'd like you to see is when I give those cues, do you feel any difference between those three things? Feeling the breath, feeling your body, and the last one, feeling the body breathing. So is there any difference? Is there any nuance? So just for a moment of reflection as to what's happening with the breath. So it's okay if nothing happens, but I just thought that would be an interesting, I mean, it's semantics, but I was like, okay, does it feel any different in the body when we think about the breath in those different parameters? All right, I'm going to ring us in now. All right, go ahead and get set up. Get yourself into a comfortable position, whatever that might be. You can turn the screen off if you want, put it to the side. You know, whatever works for you. You can have eyes either opened or closed in terms of what's happening with the body. You are a precious human being occupying space between heaven and earth. And let's just think about that, our vertical alignment between those two planes. So we occupy that space. Our spine is upright, yet not tight. Honor the natural curvature of the spine as you assume this position of dignity. You can roll the shoulders back a few times just to kind of open up the chest area so we're not like slouching. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and say hello to your body. Feel, bring awareness to your body. Feel where you're making contact with your seat, where your feet touch the earth. We are always in contact with the earth. The earth can help support us, can ground us. The earth is always there. We just need to pause and take a moment to feel that presence. In the same way, the breath is always there and always available to us. Go ahead and turn inward, bringing awareness to the breath. Say hello to your breath. Where is your breath hanging out today? Is it in the chest? Is it lower in the abdomen? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Bring awareness to the shape of your breath. Feel, bring awareness to your body breathing. Feel the body breathing. So the breath can be an anchor or an object in our meditation. If you wander off in thought, that's natural because we're human. We're humans. And that's okay. Just gently bring your awareness back to the breath. If you find yourself wandering off, approach yourself with non-judgmental awareness. Our true power lies in bringing ourselves back to center. And in order to bring ourselves back to center, we need to drift, we need to wander. So the thoughts doing its thing, that's all part of the practice. I'll leave you here to practice for a few minutes in quiet, and I'll meet you over on the other end in a few minutes. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of our time together. Go ahead and enjoy the last few rounds of breath. Savor them. Taste the breath. Bring awareness back to the body. You can sway from side to side a little. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly open them when you're ready. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Can you still feel the body breathing? Before we close off, go ahead and thank yourself for making time to practice today. This is part of your self-care and well-being. Let's go ahead and dedicate the merit of our practice which is a way of sharing our practice with others. So I'd like to especially dedicate a little bit of the merit to those who wanted to join today but weren't able to join. So we continue holding space for them. All right, so thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.